Welcome. This is ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Wednesday, the 16th of November. You know what that means. Bad news for other podcasts. Good to have you aboard. We got a lot going on here today. Yes, we're right smack in the middle of the week. It's Wednesday, but we're helping you get through the week. Glad to have you here with us wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple, that's iTunes. Get people confused sometimes. Google, iHeart. I can't list them all right? You guys are listening everywhere, and I love you long time, all right? So keep listening, download, subscribe, like, rate, comments, all that good stuff. You know the algorithm. I don't know how the algorithm works, but the algorithm loves that kind of stuff, so you make sure you do everything you need to do. We're in the middle of week number 3 of ZASLOW Show 2.0. Got a great show planned for everybody today. Joining us today, coming up, we're going to talk to the television voice of the Miami Heat. Eric Reed is going to join us. That's right. We're getting all the regular cast of characters, guests back on ZASLOW Show 2.0 that we used to have. So getting more and more comfortable. Our pal Eric Reed will make his return/debut to ZASLOW Show 2.0. So and I'm talking to Eric Reed, television voice of the Heat, not the former midday host from 7-9 Ticket. I don't know what he's doing, all right? Television voice of the Miami Heat, Eric Reed will join us. By the way, Eric had a great final call. Heat Suns finished the other day. Cameron Payne with the miss, Butler with the block, Booker then with the miss. Great final call by Eric Reed. Really good job there. I'll tell him that right to his face. So Eric will join us coming up in a little bit. How about Joy Taylor? Joy Taylor will join us. She will make her return/debut to ZASLOW Show 2.0. So she will join us. That's right. We're going to double up. We're going to have 2 guests on the show today. So Joy will be on the show a little bit later on here as well. And hey, nice little treat for you people out there. You know, Joy's my former co-host. Everybody knows that I love that girl, all right? I'm not where I am today without Joy. And she's a regular on the show, but that's on the phone. And now you get the guests, unless for some reason they got something going on. Like, for instance, we had Travis Wingfield from the Miami Dolphins Drive Time podcast on with us a couple days ago. He wasn't in a place where he could be on camera. I think he was in his car, So, okay, you don't want any accidents. ZASLOW Show 2.0 is not that important that you need to get to an accident while you're on with me. So he was not on the camera on Zoom. That's fine, but we're going to have almost all the guests will be joining us, with the Zoom camera. So you love hearing from Joy on ZASLOW Show 2.0. How about now you get to see Joy? Everybody calm down. Everybody settle down. Take it easy. So you'll be able to see Joy now. She will be on the show coming up a little bit later here today. So first up, though, Panthers last night. Yes. You think I'm trying to lose back-to-back games at home? You think I need that in my life? No. So the Panthers win last night, 5-2. They beat the Washington Capitals. See, you had to win that game if you're the Panthers. 9-6-1 now. It's a respectable record. If you would have dropped to 8-7-1, I'm so pissed off. 9-6-1's respectable. Okay, they've won 3 of their last 4 games. On this homestand now, they're off to a nice start on the homestand. They're 2-1 on the homestand. You got 2 more games, and you had to win that game yesterday because Washington is struggling right now. And the final 2 games, beginning with tomorrow night against Dallas, and then Saturday against Calgary, Jonathan Huberdeau's return. That's a fun one. All right? I'm looking forward to seeing the reception. It's going to be a great reception, and I'm looking forward to him getting the reception that he deserves. But Dallas and Calgary are both really good. So you had to win that game last night. Give yourself a chance to finish the homestand really strong. And the Panthers, for the most part, played really well. I went to the game with my younger son, Jordan. He's 11, loves the Panthers now. He's at a fun age now where, my older one has always loved sports. My older one, I've been taking to sporting events since he was 3 or 4. Like, my older one loves sports. The younger one, not as much. But he's really getting into sports now and loves hockey. And it just shows you, and I've been saying this my whole life. Maybe you don't love hockey, but you go to an NHL game live, you go to a hockey game live, and you're not really sure if you like hockey, but you go to a hockey game live, that's how you get hooked. It's such a great live sport. And thanks to the Panthers for setting me up last night. my son and I, we went to the game. It's the third game we've been to so far this year, second in a row. So we're going to a bunch of games. That's the benefit. I mean, the benefit. That's the benefit of not having a job anymore. Though, that's the benefit to not doing the Heat games anymore is if they're playing at the same time as the Heat, okay, I can record the Heat game. I'm not against that, and I'll go to the Panther game. The arena is very close to me. I live in Cooper. Everybody knows I run Cooper City. Everybody knows that. And on a night like last night where the Panthers are playing and the Heat are not, in the past, the Heat are playing Monday, Wednesday. The Panthers are playing on the Tuesday right in between. I don't necessarily want to be out 3 nights in a row, But now, I'll go to the Panther game. So I love being able to do that now. And especially I just like going to games with my kids, which, I couldn't do I'd never done for a Heat game. I'm looking forward to doing that again. I went to a Heat game for the first time ever with my older son earlier this season. First time ever, I've been doing the Heat broadcast for 12 years, and my older son is almost 14. We had never been to a Heat game together. Crazy, right? So my younger son, he's really taken, he's taken a liking to hockey, to the Panthers. Really likes the Panthers. And so what happens is, we're at the game last night, and like I said, Panthers, they played really well for the most part. The Capitals really dominated the third. Bobrovsky was excellent last night. And then you got a huge goal from Nick Cousins. The score was 3-2. Cousins makes it, actually, it was 2-1. We then go up 3-1 with the goal from Cousins, which was huge because the Capitals were really dominating that third period. Then it's 3-2. 4-2, Verhaeghe gets the goal. Then he gets an empty netter. 5-2, boom, Panthers win. So, really good game. Anyway, because my son is just starting to gain a love for hockey and for the Panthers in particular, I spend a lot of the game explaining to him. And not just explaining the rules. Offside, referee, only, there's 4 officials out there. Only the 2 with the armbands are referees. And the referee, when he holds up his hand, that means he's calling a penalty. This is called the power play. This is called the penalty kill. If you're on the penalty kill and you score, that's a shorthanded goal. So I'm explaining all that kind of stuff. But I also, and I love it. I really like being able to do that. And I'm also, what I really like is explaining the subculture to him. What does that mean? I like explaining the subculture of hockey to him. And what that means is, at one point you had Sasha Barkov, who was in the middle of a scrum, which never happens, had his helmet off and everything. He's on the ice, bear hugging a guy. And I told my son, oh shit, that guy's in trouble. The guy who's messing with Barkov. Here's what's going to happen next. You see the butcher over there, number 7, Radko Gudas? He's going to take a run at that guy when he gets a chance. And my son's like, why? Why is he going to do that? I go, well, because you don't mess with the best player like that. Barkov is a big guy, but he doesn't get into fights, scuffles and stuff like that. So if you're messing with the team's best player, the enforcer is going to come in and he's going to do something about it. What's he going to do? I go, well, he may take a run. What does that mean? Is he going to punch him? I go, you send him a good body check if he's got the chance. Not during this power play here, which the Panthers scored on, but he gets the opportunity. When's he going to do it? Well, I don't know. They got to be on the ice at the same time. And so why is he going to do that, though? Well, because you got to protect your best player. That type of stuff, the subculture stuff in hockey that only exists in hockey, I love explaining that to him. And he says, and then he's asking me, how does it happen when players fight? Now, there were no fights last night. I feel like fights are kind of down in the NHL. Like, have there been any fights during Panther games? I mean, there have to be, but I'm not remembering very many fights so far this year with the Panthers. So he's saying to me, how does it happen with a fight? And he goes, does one guy just go up to the other and say, hey, you want to fight? And I look at him and go, that's exactly how it happens. And he was stunned because he was just kind of saying it like an offhand remark. Do just say, hey, do you want to fight? And yeah, that's exactly how it goes. The one guy skates up to the other guy. Now he's got a reason to fight. All right, the one guy skates up to him, and my son says, hey, you just want to fight? And I go, yeah. He goes up to him, they get tangled up and says, hey man, let's fight. And the other guy says, okay. And they drop the gloves and then they fight. He couldn't believe it. That's how it happens. And so then he said to me, he goes, what happens if the one guy doesn't want to fight and he says no? I go, well, then he's a sissy. And like, then he's, he's being a sissy because he's not accepting the challenge, So I love explaining the subculture hockey stuff to him. And at one point in the game last night, we were sitting on the shoot one side. My son always wants to sit the shoot twice side. Who doesn't? We were sitting on the shoot one side in the corner, like 14 rows up. Couple right in front. They're wearing their Panther jerseys too. Couple right in front of us. And I'm very courteous of other people in general. I don't want to bother anybody. And so I'm not trying to be loud or anything when I'm explaining. And at one point, the couple turns around and the guy gives me a fist bump. He goes, I love the commentary. I'm learning so much right now. And I'm like, oh, he goes, he was wearing a Panther jersey. He goes, this is my first ever game. And the girl he was with, girlfriend, wife, I don't know. She is a big hockey girl. She's an expert, but he doesn't know anything. He's just learning, And he says, I'm learning everything from you right now. I love the commentary. I'm like, oh, he's learning also, I'm trying. And I said, I hope I'm not being obnoxious. I hope I'm not bothering you. I don't want to be annoying, He's like, no, I love it, So that was pretty cool. So I'm giving commentary for everybody around, even though I'm trying to be really quiet. But that was pretty cool. I don't want to bother people when I'm at the game. So speaking of which, that was cool. Oh my goodness. From the get-go of the game, we had this one woman, she's like 2 or 3 rows above us. I mean, she's into the Panthers. It's cool that she's into the game, but every time down the ice, get him, send it up, hit him, let's go, come on. You can yell this stuff as loud as you want. It ain't changing anything. Number one, they can't hear you, and it's just and I understand how you get excited, whatever, but the whole game with the yelling, oh my God, it's obnoxious, right? She's into the Panthers, so I like that part. That's cool and everything. But my God, the entire game, and my son turns to me and I turn to him like, oh my God, the whole game? Really? We're doing this all game long? But I try and be really courteous to people around me, so I liked that guy in front of me. He was cool with me now I'm doing commentary, although I guess I kind of was. But I'm explaining, this is the line. This is the first line, the second line, the third line. They all go in and out together. And then the defensemen, they're in pairings, 2-2-2. They all try and stay together the whole game, So guy in front of me was learning. My son next to me was learning. I'm telling you, hockey games are so good live, man. So great time last night at the Panthers game. Panthers win 5-2. They play again tomorrow. You got the Heat tonight. The Heat are in Toronto, and they're looking for what will be 4 in a row.